Good morning. Happy coffee talk. So, coffee this morning is in my seashell mug. This is the real deal seashell mug. It looks just like the inside of a seashell. And I'm drinking that Cafe Soleil medium good coffee that is already ground. Do not recommend the already ground version. I can't say for sure if the other version is good, but it's fine. But I'm looking forward to getting back to some of my favorites when this bag is done. So let's dive into today's coffee talk message. Oops, I forgot to tell you, Muscles and Movement, we are on day 4. This is the last day you can join because I'm going to take down signups tomorrow because you have 14 days to complete the 10-day challenge. So being today's day 4, you can still join. So what's the point of the challenge? What are you going to get out of it? You're going to learn how to do movement and exercise consistently. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to give you workouts. You're going to have community, momentum, education, all the good stuff to help you get consistent with movement and exercise. So if you have weight loss goals, strength goals, you want to change your shape of your body, but you know that consistency is probably your problem, then you probably want to do this. And so again, today's the last day to sign up. So it's not too late. I will put the link in the bio and the show notes, all the good things. So let's dive into today's coffee talk topic. So I'm in a season of heavy juggle is what I would call it. I mentioned it a couple days ago on the podcast, but this is a busy season for me. I have, my boys are 14 and 12. And so my 14-year-old son, he is in wrestling every single day. He does jujitsu a couple nights a week, and he does football a couple days a week. So he is super into sports. My middle son, Logan or Henry, is also in wrestling. He is in baseball and does jujitsu. So he's juggling 3 sports also right now. And then my daughter, Georgia, who is 3, is into everything. She's literally into everything. The other day she took her yogurt. She smeared it all over her face. It looked like war paint. The day before that, she took Henry's Lucky Charms. So Henry's 12. She dumped the entire box of Lucky Charms out on the counter, picked out all of the marshmallows, ate every marshmallow out of Henry's Lucky Charms. So then all he had left was just like the regular cereal. He was not thrilled. And I was not thrilled because I did not want cereal all over the counter. But that's Georgia right now. So Georgia is 3. And as you know, I obviously run FitMe, which is my, professional passion. Coaching people to create a healthy lifestyle is what I love to do. And so that takes up a lot of my time. I would say that working full time doesn't even cover it because this is my passion. So I work full time, but I also love to work full time. So I work probably more than full time. And then my ex-husband, who is active duty military, is deployed right now. So he's not available to help with the kids. So it is a crazy season of juggle. That's just my life. And taking care of my physical body in this season is actually super challenging. So when we talk about how to get consistent with movement and exercise, I'm giving you things from my real deal life, to be honest. Like, this is how I make it work. So yesterday was particularly chaotic. It was really busy. I think my day started at 4:30 in the morning, and it did not stop from phone calls to juggling the kids. And I knew I needed to get my 30 minutes of movement in or workout in because that's what I had said, that I'm doing the challenge myself, right? So that's the game. Part of the game is getting at least 30 minutes in. So I was like, I know I need to get mine in. I don't even know when I'm going to do it because my day is that crazy. So I went to Logan's wrestling match last night, and I was sitting there watching it, and it was, 4, 5, 6 o'clock that I'm watching him compete. He did amazing. And then I walk out the door because he's done, and I'm going to get in the car, and I look over my shoulder at the track. And first off, I was cold and feeling kind of, salty because everything was so busy that day. So I was like, I don't know when I'm going to get anything in. So I look over the track and I was like, I should probably walk right now. I bet I could get in like 15 minutes of walking while I'm waiting for him to wrap it up, And then I've at least got something in. And then when I go home, pick up Henry, take him to baseball, then I can squeeze something else in. And so I was just thinking about this. I open my phone and I look at Instagram and I can see these other women who are participating in Muscles and Movement. And many of them are doing things way outside of their comfort zone, right? They are, doing push-ups for the first time. They're going into a gym for the first time. They are actually doing things outside of their comfort zone. And here I am complaining that I can't, squeeze in 30 minutes of workout in a pretty normal day. Busy day, but normal. Like, what's wrong with me? And the workout that I was considering, walking, wasn't challenging, to be honest. I just was like, I just need to get something. I wanted to check the box, which is fine sometimes. But here's the thing. For the past decade, I've told myself that I can't run. I've had 10 knee surgeries. I feel like this podcast episode, you're learning a lot about me. But I have had 10 knee surgeries, 4 ACL reconstructions on my left knee, a microfracture surgery, and a bone graft surgery. All that resulted because I had one botched knee surgery in the Navy. So they botched one, and then all of that happened after that. And that happened in my 20s. So that was, 10 to 15 years ago that happened. And so for the past 10 years, I've sort of adopted this belief system that I can't run. That belief system is based off of what doctors have told me. They've specifically said, do not run. Your knee can't do it. But doctors have also told me everything else I can't do with my knee. They've basically told me I can't do anything. And none of that was true. They told me I can't do jiu-jitsu or weightlifting or squat or hike or anything. They're just like, nope, your knee's trash. And they've literally told me this for the past 10 years. They have told me that they have told me that my knee needs to be replaced. And they said that was the case 5 years ago. So they said, don't run. And so then I adopted the belief system that I can't run. I can't run. So when I would do workouts, if there was running, I would always replace it. And if I would jog a little bit to somewhere, like maybe across the room or something, I would think to myself, oh my God, my knee's going to be messed up. So anyways, this is something that I have thought for a long time, but it also has bugged me for a long time because I feel like I work hard on my fitness and I want to be able to be capable enough to do some basic running. I know I'm never going to be a marathon runner, with my knee. That's probably limiting belief too. I probably could, but I know that running might not be the primary source of exercise for me. Let's just say that. But it bugged me. It bugged me that I had this thing that I felt like I truly couldn't do, this very basic functional thing. A human should be able to run a little bit. And I felt like I couldn't. And as I was walking out of the auditorium yesterday, and I look over the track and I was thinking about walking, I was like, I wonder if I can run around the track. And so in one moment, I decided to run around the track. It wasn't planning out. I didn't think about it. I just put my phone in my pants, I stuffed it in my pants and I just started running. And my run is not beautiful and it's not fast, but I ran around the track one lap, which is 400. And then I was like, oh my God, I wonder if I could keep running. And so then I ran around the track again and it was 2 laps and I didn't stop. And then Logan calls me, he's at the car. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm running. And I'm like breathing heavy in the phone. I'm running. And I said, come run with me. And so he comes and he's in his Crocs. I mean, how embarrassing, right? He's in his Crocs. I'm like doing my bestest, to just keep my body moving. And he's in his Crocs and he's like trotting along sideways, backwards, whatever. But we run another lap around the track. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually going to run a mile. And I haven't run a mile in a decade. I promise you, it's been almost 10 years since I've run a mile. And all based off the fact that I was sure I couldn't do it. And so I kept running, and sure enough, he and I finished that mile. And I wasn't, this was just a moment for me, to be honest. Because is a mile significant? I don't know. Probably not. It doesn't really matter. Sorry, I don't know why I got teary-eyed about it. But it's been something I've told myself for a really long time that I couldn't do. And I probably could have sat at home and planned out how one day I'm going to start running. And one day I'm going to run a mile. And I probably could have run 100 first and then 200 and then 400, whatever, built up to a mile. I'm not saying that that's wrong. But I think sometimes those kind of planning things are just more excuses and barriers to us being able to do things we're actually capable of. Gosh, guys, I didn't mean to tear up, but it was really important. I can't tell you. It was really significant because I've told myself that I can't do this for a really long time. And I know it sounds dumb because it's just a mile. But I have adopted the belief system that I can't run and that my knee, is capable of doing some things, but is still broken. And yesterday, in one moment, I changed it just by starting to run without overthinking it, without needing some crazy plan or a perfect day. It was just do it. And it was based off of seeing other people push themselves out of the side of their comfort zone and calling myself on my own bullshit and saying, you didn't even try. You don't even know if you can run a mile. You have not tried. You've just tell everybody that you can't run. So I called bullshit. And I did it. Did my knee hurt? Yeah. But it was fine. It didn't explode or something. It's fine. And so I ran that mile, and again, it was just this moment. I didn't even have it in me to talk about it on Instagram. I talk about everything on Instagram. So I just said I'll talk about it on the podcast. but it makes me know that I could maybe do it again, maybe do it a little further. What else am I telling myself that I can't do, that I need to question? What else am I believing that needs a perfect day someday in the future to finally address it, when really it just needs a decision and action? It literally was the decision to do it and stuff my phone in my pants and run. And I didn't have the perfect shoes on because they were, they're fine. They were like fitness shoes, but they weren't running shoes. And I wasn't dressed for running. And I didn't have a running partner or any of those things. I just started running because it really, truly was accessible. It was right in front of me. There's other goals that I'm working towards, like climbing Mount Rainier, that I can't just like decide in an instant I'm going to do, because you truly have to do steps to get there. This isn't one of those things. The track was right in front of me. And the only thing stopping me was me. And yeah, you're right. I've had 10 knee surgeries. Yeah, you're right. My knee is bone on bone, and I'm going to have it replaced one day, whatever. But I just wanted to see if I could run a mile. And I knew that I probably could, but I was still willing to just stay the same and not do it and have this belief system that I'm not a runner. And I just am sick of it. So I ran. And so my challenge to you is, are you sick of yourself in certain categories? Are you sick of telling yourself stupid stories about who you are and what you're capable of, and then just living inside that box? Because if you are, I get it. You don't have to feel guilty about it, but maybe it's just as simple as one action away. Maybe these are things that are far more accessible to us than we think. And yeah, there are real factors in our life that challenge us and limit us, but the biggest one of all is our own bullshit. Our own bullshit, the things that we say to ourselves, the boxes we live in. Because guess what? Our bodies are pretty freaking incredible, and our bodies can adapt. And so with that 1 mile yesterday, I realized, again, am I going to be a runner every day? Probably not. But I bet if I practice, my body can learn to do this again, and my knee can figure it out. That's how I feel. My body will adapt to it. It's adapted to everything else I've tried that I thought I couldn't do. So do I have to do it a little different? Maybe. And do I need, but the thing is that that's all that I can figure all that out later. The important part is already happening, which is this belief system that I can't run. I'm beating it. And I want you to start punching holes in your own bullshit and start doing things and start accessing the life that you want and becoming the person that you want to be. And again, there are real factors and challenges in our life that make it difficult, but at the end of the day, most of the time it's us. And so, yeah, that was my little win from yesterday. It was funny because then when I got home, I had to clean the kitchen, take Henry to baseball, and do all of those things. And then after as I was cleaning the kitchen, I set a little timer on my phone, and every time it went off, I would go do 5 pull-ups and 10 push-ups and 15 lunges. So I did get in some strength stuff to complete my 30 minutes. My run was pretty slow, so it took up, I don't know what I did, but it was less than 15 minutes and more than 10. Let's just say that. Because I didn't time it exactly, but I know that that's the ballpark I was in. So I did finish my movement when I got home, and it was a good day. And so I just wanted to share that story with you. I wanted to share a little bit about me, and I want to challenge you to punch some holes in your own BS today. And if it's something that you can access right now, maybe just do it instead of think about it. Maybe instead of wait until the stars align, you just go ahead and start running. So thanks for plugging into Coffee Talk. Thanks for bearing with me. I don't know why I got so teary-eyed about that, but I appreciate you guys being there for me, and I would love to be there for you. So if you need anything, just shoot me a DM on Instagram, shoot me an email, Christy@fitmenutrition.com. And, thanks as always for plugging into Coffee Talk. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Fit Me Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. And if you're not a part of our Facebook group yet, that's where all of these free games and challenges are happening every single month that you can be a part of if you want to get started on this healthy lifestyle journey, or if you need community and you need support, that's the place for you. So go over to Facebook, search Fit Me Community, request to join the group, and I will add you there. So I hope to see you there. Take care. Bye.